Hi, and welcome to the Twinstiq podcast. I am Greywolfe, and I have a bunch of people with me tonight. We got Andrew. Hello, Andrew.
Hey. Hi.
We got Steve, who's not with Twinstiq, but he likes us, so he joined us. Hello, Steve.
Hello.
We have Trisha.
Yeah.
Who writes for us.
Hello.
And is currently studying and all that kind of thing, so that's good. And we have Cody.
Work is a very loose definition there.
Yeah. True.
But then I don't think any of it's work.
We also have Cody, who's with us again tonight. So, hi, Cody. Hi.
Hello, everybody. Hi.
So the plan tonight is we're going to talk very quickly about the things that we're playing, and then we're going to talk a lot about E3. So if you want to listen to things about E3, this is the show you should be listening to. Andrew, tell us what you're playing.
I've been trying to sort through the ton of games that I just picked up on the Steam sale, but I'm not going to really talk about that too much.
That's fine.
Because that's Trey's topic. He's going to do an article about.
Is there anything not Steam sale related that you're playing?
Not really. Not lately.
Fair enough. Steve, tell us about what you're playing.
My PS4 tells me that I've just clocked my 300th hour on Inquisition, so
Oh, Jesus.
I don't
Nice.
I don't know if that's sad or not, but I love the game, so it works for me. I got my money worth out of that
I
one.
don't think I've put that much hours into a game since, like, Fallout 3. Or maybe
That's what I was gonna say.
maybe
Civilization 5 is my
KOTOR. The KOTOR is before Fallout, I guess.
Fallout or Skyrim for
Crazy.
me.
I'm pretty close in Dota, but that's just how MOBAs work.
Trish, how about you?
I have been playing Prison Architect because it's actually really entertaining. And I've also been playing Heroes of the Storm. I don't like Heroes of the Storm, but I've been apparently playing it. See, the thing is me and Steve, we have had this ambition to finish quests every day. We're not playing the game for enjoyment. We're playing the game just to unlock shit.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of doing that
Kale
in that
sauces
game,
aren't
too.
cheap.
No.
No,
Kale sauces are
nothing is
Well, it's
cheap
free
in
this
that
week,
game.
but-
That is a super
It's
expensive
Blizzard.
game.
It's
in
Blizzard.
both time
Everything
and money.
is not cheap.
Yeah, but you think Hearthstone is expensive, and then you play Heroes of the Storm, and you're like, fuck. Never
Time is
complain
money,
about
friends.
Hearthstone ever again.
No, I'm sorry. When they put in like little gifts that cost $10, no, just no.
Yeah, that's...
Why
I
does
mean-
Magni and them have to be so expensive? Like, I mean,
Because it's Blizzard.
but they're so fun.
Yeah, I've learned to stay the hell away from that stuff because I'm of the school of thought where you pay once and then you're done and then you play.
Yeah,
Well-
that's how it should be, honestly.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna end up playing Dota 2 just for the Rick and Morty voice pack when that comes out. That's the only reason I would ever play that game, is just to listen to Rick and Morty.
That might be my second purchase ever in Dota 2, 300 hours in, and that'll be it. Because that's pretty freaking amazing.
Is that all you're playing, Trish?
For right now, yeah. Otherwise, I've been playing just WoW. I've been leveling up a couple alt characters. I've been bored.
Fair enough.
Oh,
Cody?
patch day tomorrow.
Yeah, patch day tomorrow, 6.2. Cody, how about you?
I finally finished Witcher 3, so I put my review up, and
Woo!
yeah.
Your
So
review is
that's-
legendary.
That book?
Yeah, I put my book up online. So I wanted to play something that's not anything related to fantasy or RPGs, so I bought Shadow Warrior in their Encore sale, and then realized that was stupid because Arkham Knight unlocks in 2 hours,
Yup.
and I got that with my NVIDIA card as well. So I'll probably be playing that.
So what you're saying is you're going to be banging your head against a wall trying to decide what you want to play next.
No, I'll probably go with Arkham Knight and maybe crank
Yeah,
out
it sounds
another
pretty
review for
decided.
that. Yeah.
Good.
Don't know if I'll do another 5K word review, but maybe I will.
You know, you have to keep us going.
Nothing wrong with
I mean,
essays.
when I'm bored and not at work and I have to go poop, I read stuff like that. So,
Essays. He wrote a freaking thesis.
On a side note, your bathroom material, at least.
Yeah. Glad to know that my hours of hard work is being enjoyed by Trisha and many of the people on Reddit in the shitter.
For those of you who don't regularly read Twinstiq, what happened was that Cody played The Witcher a lot, and the new Witcher, and he was like, well, I'll write a review, and then his review spiraled out of control and turned into 5,000 words. You should read
It has a life of its own.
It didn't spiral out of control. I planned for it to be a very long review. I planned to try something different, which was to break a game into the components that I learned while I was studying game design, which is you have a modeling team, animations team, and I wanted to critique every aspect of the game in that sense. And, well, takes a lot to dissect those. I could have gone a lot more in-depth with all of them. I probably could have written 5K words about every one of those systems, honestly, but I summarized them.
See, but you think about that. You don't see that happen at all. Someone writes like a
It kind of
It
usually...
was okay. I played it.
Most people
Hanging
don't
out,
usually
you
finish
know.
the game either. Like
Exactly,
that was
but
the other
then,
thing.
Honestly,
I wanted
and
to finish
hate
the game before I got it all out.
I don't want to assume anything, but like, say your review gets back to one of the creators or one of the devs, and they read it and they're like, "Oh my god, this guy gets it." You know, to them, that's a huge thing. Like, somebody understands their game, somebody understands what they worked on. That's a great compliment to them.
Yeah, I tried tweeting it at individual devs, but they probably looked at it and were like 5,000 words. They're all busy working on the fucking expansions for that game, man, and that's probably when I'll go back to play is when those come out, because those are supposed to be about 20, 30 hours a piece, too, which is like, Jesus Christ. That's been my life for like a month.
Just for the record, they used to have in old trade magazines big reviews, like where they do like 6 pages. But I think that if you totaled up the words for those, they would be just under 3K or so. So this was comparable to that, which is very good. Maybe the industry needs more of that. Is that all you've been playing, Mr. Cody?
Yeah, I mean, like, I've just been trying to get as much of it done in my spare time so I could get the review out in under a month. It turned out being a little over a month because I work 40 hours a week and have a dog and a cat, and I'm babysitting another cat who is sick, and I have a girlfriend. So life happens sometimes. So,
Fair enough.
but I got it done.
You can't use the girlfriend as an excuse.
Well, sometimes
Perfect
I'd rather
excuse.
spend time with her than play video games. So that's a fair thing. I think. But yeah, after like 100 and something odd hours in The Witcher, I'm good for a while.
Okay. I'm playing 3 games at the moment. I'm playing Larry 5, which is very bizarre. I'm playing the Legend of Carandia, the first one, which is... I like that game because of the graphics and the music. It's very beautiful music. And I am doing Tavern Brawls and Hearthstone kind of every week. I've gotten sucked into the Tavern Brawls. I really like the idea of them. So I will probably be doing those for the next several weeks. To the point where my daily quest showed up, I was like so excited because I could do the Tavern Brawl with the daily quest. And that was all win for me.
Some of them you could.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to what they do this week. The Nefarian vs. Ragnaros was fun, but I'm hoping that they will change.
A little one-sided.
It could be. I liked actually playing Ragnaros because it was such an uphill battle, and when you got it to work, it really worked well. It would take a while. You'd have to stabilize, and you'd normally stabilize at some scary number, but once you stabilized, it was fine. But you had to stabilize, and that was the whole problem. No one wanted to do that. They just wanted the Nefarian instant win, so very often what would happen is I would get Nefarian, and I'd concede, and I assume people would be very confused. It's like, what? What is going on? And I'd get Ragnaros and play and be happy. So, okay.
Lol.
The plan for today is we're going to talk a lot about E3. So...
E3 happened.
Who wants to start talking about E3? I know that before we started the call, people wanted to talk about Mass Effect first, so you should all go for that.
Okay. I'm cool with starting with Mass Effect if everyone else is.
I'm excited for Mass Effect.
I am too, and I was very disappointed with the last two Mass Effect games. Yes, I'm referring to Mass Effect 2 and 3. I only really like the first one.
Were you... Now, let's talk about that for a moment. Was it because they changed the whole style of Mass Effect between 1 and 2. 1 was all about going to visit all the little planets and doing all the stuff on that. And then my understanding is that 2 ended up being a little more in space and less on the planets. And then by 3, it was basically all about stopping the big bad. And was that what changed your mind about 2 and 3?
Well, I hadn't played 1 when it came out, and I hadn't played 2 at all either until I got into college, and my friends were like, "You're like the biggest Star Wars nerd ever. How the hell have you not played Mass Effect?" And I was like, I don't know. Just never picked it up. And they were like, "Okay, well, here's Mass Effect 1 and 2. Go play them." And so, literally right after I finished Mass Effect 1, which was probably 60 hours, I did about everything in that game. I loved the crap out of it. I was like, "Yep, this is the KOTOR 3 I've been wanting for a long time." And popped in Mass Effect 2 immediately after I finished 1, and just about everything that could have pissed me off. I was like, "What do you mean you're taking away my Normandy? What, you're gonna? Why are you killing me off and regenerating me just to make the excuse of getting all my abilities back again? Like, this is..." And I'm working for Cerberus. I hate those guys. I've researched the planets. I've been to planets that they fucking, like, basically atom bombs for fucking research. They're fucked up people. I hate these guys. I don't want to work with them. I was the most upset person ever, and everyone was like, "I don't know why you're so upset with Mass Effect 2. I was like, "Because it's just not as fun." And then they took my Mako away, and then it took a while. It took a while for me to work up to actually beating that fucking game. But I just went ahead and did everything in it again. Just maybe thought I would miss something. It only took 30 hours to do just about everything. I saved probing the planets until the very last chance I got to do it all. So I spent 3 hours listening to Jimi Hendrix while probing planets, because good lord, if I did anything else other than just probing planets, I don't think my brain could have survived.
And then in 3, they had the multicolored ending, and you threw up your hands and went, "What?"
Yeah, like 3 started off strong. I was like, okay, I mean, I'm okay with there not being the space exploration at all anymore. You're clearly not going to focus on that, so you better focus on a good story. And it's pretty good, and they explain a good amount right up until the last 20 minutes, where it felt like a lot was missing, and then we were shown that, yep, a lot was definitely missing, because they were like, "Oh, look, hey, we made this extend..." Bullshit, you're going to sell that to us for DLC.
Yeah.
So...
Okay. Anyone else?
That's how I stand on Mass Effect.
I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw the trailer, I thought it was Red Dead Redemption because of the Old West theme, the song that was playing. Yeah.
Wild West.
Yeah.
West Desperado.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure what that trailer was going to be, and I was like,
I thought it
whatever.
was, and I was like sitting there, I'm like, please, 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 please. And then when it swapped to the next one, I was like, I know what this is. And I'm kind of excited for this one because it looks like they're going to fix some of the issues and bring back a lot of like the first game.
Yeah, it sounds like they're like, okay, people really liked a space exploration game, but there's also a lot of people who really liked Gears in Space. So we need to address both of those things, and it sounds like they're making a much bigger game, and it would make sense. Andromeda is a far bigger galaxy than ours. I don't know if y'all know that, but it's fucking huge. So I'm pretty excited for that, especially since screenshots of the Mako got me a little giddy, because goddamn, I love that thing.
It's just a game that everybody's like the name itself probably brought a lot of people back from nostalgia from the first, maybe even the second. I know third game, there was not a popular base for it at all. Like, it was kind of like, alright, I'm going to wait till it hits the $20 bin, and then it's like, oh, hey, and a better game just came out, I'll pick it up eventually.
Yeah,
so,
and I think it's very, very, I think it's a very good idea of them to set it in a different galaxy. I hope that it's maybe like thousands of years in the future this time around, and build to save the old galaxy, and so we've like rebuilt human society in the same way. We've traveled to distant galaxies. We've become intended ending. The end defeat the Reaper is really good thing. I kind of Mass Effect only ended that ending, no matter what else. Right, and it's noble to do something that maybe they will be next time, but as it is or not, I thought that would have been a really, really cool stance to just be like, look, humanity kind of sucks dick, so you just couldn't make it. And if they stick with that, I think that would be really cool. But who knows? We don't know anything about it. But I'm excited for it.
A little bit of lag there. So if anybody is just tuning in, Cody was talking about basically Mass Effect 3 and kind of going on from there. So, sorry, we started lagging.
Excited for 4 was basically the summary of that long rant. Sorry. I get excited about space things.
It's okay.
It's fine. Steven?
Someone else can talk about it now.
Yeah, go ahead, Steve. Do you have any thoughts about the new Mass Effect?
Well, how blue are we allowed to get here?
It's a family-friendly kind of environment, so not very. No.
Okay. Hey, welcome back from the technical difficulties you have just experienced.
It's fine. We'll merge the two video files together, so there won't be technical difficulties.
So where'd we leave off?
You had just been on a tangent.
Yeah, we were asking Steven about his Mass Effect things, and he asked a question that I don't remember.
How blue are we allowed to get here?
And then,
what do you mean by blue?
Well, I was going to say, Mass Effect, more like Mass Erection.
Oh, okay.
No, I want them to go back to their roots.
I do too.
For the record, just so you know, Twinstiq is fairly family-friendly, so not very.
Okay, I won't say that now.
That's fine.
Lying.
We are?
I think you're lying.
It's fine.
Have you read Twinstiq?
I've said it before, but
Well, he's got a grin on his face. Listen to him. He means you
I
can
think
say
we all
penis.
do. Yes, I'm
Don't worry,
sure.
I'm pretty sure that there are people in the audience who are quite aware of what you're talking about.
Yes,
So I'm not going to stress too
for
much
a
about
site
it.
that rhymes with Twinstiq, I think.
There we go.
Okay. We're fine.
Okay,
Alright, so, going on from Mass Effect, do we want to move on?
sure. I don't
you know
really.
what? Mass Effect is a goddamn curse. Let's move on.
Alright, so,
Okay.
I have no
how
opinions
we go
about Mass
on
Effect, so
to
it's fine.
Shenmue 3 getting crowdfunded 9 hours after being, announced.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here's what happened with that story. I went to sleep the minute they announced the Shenmue, and I ended up the conference going to sleep, and then 9 hours later I was awake. I was probably the first Twinstiq person awake, and literally the minute I woke up, not quite 15 minutes after, they funded, and I had to post that to the site. And it was like, oh god, screen captures, but it was really fast. They got all of their money within 9 hours, and now they're knocking away stretch goals. So.
Yeah. Well, it's from what I've read. I could be totally wrong on this. It sounded like Sony wanted to do the Kickstarter as an initial jumpstart because, like, Shenmue apparently back when it was first made was made for a pretty good amount of money for back in its day. It cost almost $45 million to make the first one.
Yep.
So thinking, with that in mind, that was the first one. This is the third one. Should be, it's a sequel. It should be bigger, better, all that. It's, 2015. So $2 million probably isn't really enough to make that kind of a game, and apparently they were aware of that. So Sony was like, well, if people are actually interested, they should get funded really freaking fast if we, do something like this on E3, and then we'll give you money to make the game if it does. And
Great marketing strategy, though. Honestly, it got the job done. It did what they wanted it to do.
yeah, and I think it's great. I think more companies should promote Kickstarter because I mean, as long as you're aware of what's going into it, I actually like Kickstarter. Like, As long as you're aware you're donating money to something that may or may not happen.
Right.
Then
Yeah, Kickstarter, Indiegogo, all
Steve,
those.
Steve knows about Indiegogos. He
I donated a single $1 to get Super Troopers 2 done, and I still have not received my free, what was it, photocopy of one of their asses. I still have not received it.
Oh no.
He's gonna
Your
start
dollar
writing
is
angry
gone.
letters now.
yeah, start
My
emailing
$1.
again.
I am
But no,
It's
but
pretty
honestly,
messed
it's the
up.
principle of the matter. I mean, this
yeah.
is what they said to you they would do, and then they didn't do it. And that's kind of
Yeah.
why I'm not a giant fan of Kickstarter, because the problem with Kickstarter is that it creates expectations out of people of what they're going to get. And then
Yep.
very often the creators of the programs or the games or whatever that you're going to get back, they don't always deliver. And that's a bit of a problem. I mean, it's a problem both ways. There's an expectation problem, and there is a delivery problem. But when the creator doesn't do what they told you that they were going to do, you know, that sets a very poor scene for everyone else who's going to come after. So,
the one
Well, it also
caveat
sets a
that
very
was-
poor scene for them. I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah.
Well, the caveat was they had to have 25,000 people do the $1 tier, and they got maybe 9,000 people. So I'm not going to give them too much shit for it, but
Yeah, but again, it is totally the principle of the matter.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's good that things are getting funded like that. Shenmue is getting funded. What was the other big thing? Ukulele just got funded, like to
Yeah.
the tune of a lot of money. Bloodstained got funded. It's good that those people are getting the games that they want to see.
Didn't the publishers who refused to make a Banjo-Kazooie game after Ukulele got funded announce a Banjo-Kazooie game?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not keeping track.
Okay.
Alright, Final Fantasy VII. Yay or nay?
A lot of people are very excited for that.
Eh.
I have no real attachment to Final Fantasy VII, only because I've been playing Western RPGs, and then suddenly a buddy of mine was playing Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation 1, and he was like, you need to see this. So I went over to his house, and he showed me the one cutscene where Cloud is riding down a Shinra tower or something with a motorbike, and it was the best thing ever. And like, wow, they can do that with computers now? And then I promptly went back to playing Western RPGs. So I have no real attachment.
Final Fantasy VIII, which I didn't play, had the coolest Final Fantasy moment where they suplex the train, but
Oh,
I've
yes.
only ever played 3 of those games, and 7 was the least favorite of all the ones I've played.
Final Fantasy X and X-2. Final Fantasy X-2 where they open
No.
up into the... Oh, come on, you have to give
No.
me this. It's my girl moment.
Dresses and guns.
It's
How
my
can you
girl
go wrong?
Final Fantasy X-2 when they open up in the middle of the concert, okay, and you just see all of this going on, and all of a sudden everybody's gone, and like you're dancing and singing, dude, that to me. I had Final Fantasy X and X-2 for my PlayStation 2. I have it for my Vita. I was considering getting it for PS4, so that would have been my third copy of it.
What are your feelings like vis-a-vis Titus? We need to know.
Wait, what?
What are your feelings about Titus? We need to know now. Because you bought
It's
10 and
probably
10
the
too.
same as
He's
everyone's
ugly.
feeling
He's
about
so
Titus.
ugly.
Hey
I
guys,
was more
I've got
entertained
an
with the rest of
idea. Do
And-
you know what that idea is gonna be? I bet you do.
And
Alright, Last Guardian.
Andrew's back online if you want to pull him in.
Last Guardian didn't get me as pumped as I thought it would. I love Shadow of the Colossus, and I always thought that if they ever actually were like, yeah, we're actually gonna do Last Guardian, I'd be like, oh sweet. But I was just kind of like, that's about what I expected.
I like the
I don't
big
know.
dog thing.
I'm back.
Hi.
Welcome back.
What I missed?
Go.
Nothing
Every-
much.
All the spoilers. All the
You-
spoilers. You missed them
you-
all.
Sweet, good.
Cody
You
wrote
missed.
another book, and you missed it.
I wrote another 5-minute
He
book
dictated
with my
another.
rambling mouth. We talked about Final Fantasy VII and how, it's Final Fantasy. Surprise. So,
Sorry,
Now we are
Steve, you wanted
commenting
to
on
say
Last
about
Guardian.
The Last Guardian?
It's back from the dead. People at least can be happy that they were happy before.
Yeah.
Then they were sad. Now they're happy again, and I'm pretty sure it'll cancel again, and then we'll
I'm
get sad
sure.
again. And the circle of life continues.
I'd be very surprised if Sony.
No, they wouldn't do that a second time.
No way.
No.
Although
No, but I mean, come on.
like
It's
everything
Sony.
from the Sony conference, it's still 6 months away.
It's Sony, and Sony trolled everyone last year with Final Fantasy VII's remake, so they could cancel it. It's not past. I would put it past them. But when I saw that trailer, all I could think was, the big doggy. I don't really worry about the kid, but the doggy,
Yeah, the bird griffin dog thing looked adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole concept looks adorable, honestly. But yeah, I wish they would have given us a release date just to kind of
No,
no,
that's not gonna happen.
Whoa, and
ease our fears a
answers?
little bit.
Heaven forbid.
But yeah, it was a nice surprise to see it again. Definitely looking forward to that one, if and when it ever launches.
Let's give it a couple years to be on the PS5 exclusive.
Uncharted.
Along with the next Gran Turismo.
Yep.
We doing Uncharted next?
We're doing Uncharted next.
All right.
I loved that gameplay.
It looked pretty cool. It looked like prettier Uncharted, and I'm cool with that. I liked those games a lot. 3 I didn't like as much as 1 and 2, but I still found it to be pretty damn fun.
Hey, we're getting 1 through 3 pretty anyway.
Oh yeah, they were pretty. I mean, it's a Naughty Dog game. They all look freaking beautiful.
Prettier.
Yeah.
They're releasing it in Nathan Drake collection.
Oh, that's true. Forgot they're doing that. That'll be cool. Maybe I'll pick that up as well to get a PS4.
The thing I liked about that trailer was they're still writing the funny banter between Drake and everyone else, and Drake and Sam, and that worked out really well.
Those games are really good at feeling like an Indiana Jones movie,
Yeah,
where
that's
like
the thing.
the action and the dialogue are always constant, and because that you would say shit like that if you're just running around
Pretty much.
trying to survive. They're fun games. They're popcorn, but they're damn good popcorn. They're just amount of enough butter and salt.
Right.
No, it's a summer movie.
Yes.
They're great at being that.
Right.
It's like going to go see Transformers. Sure, you get a headache after it, but you know what? You saw
I don't know
robots,
if it's
you
as
get better
bad as
robots.
those. I don't know. I don't know if you want to bring that one up. Anyway, we should probably move on.
Unless you want to segue into Transformers, was it Destination or Devastation?
Oh, the Platinum game one? I'm excited for
Yes.
that game. That'll be pretty sweet.
Back to G1.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if we should necessarily talk about No Man's Sky because Dr. S is here, but yeah, that game's gorgeous. And I know that he's been talking about it for like months on end now.
I want my own planet. No one can come to my planet. It's mine.
You just put a tracking beacon on it every time someone comes down. They're like, oh, hey, what's up? And you're just like, go away.
No, not even that. They would
Go
blow him up and be like, I'm never
away.
dealing with you again. You know where I live.
The thing
Dead
that's
men tell no tales.
The thing that's
Yeah.
interesting for me about No Man's Sky is that, so I'm the oldest person here probably, and the thing about E3 and watching E3 evolve over the space of the last 10 or whatever years, they started in 1995, so it's 20 years. One of the things that's interesting about watching E3 evolve is that it started off as primarily a PC show, and this is, if No Man's Sky had been around in 1995, this would have been the game to set the whole thing up on PC. So it's interesting for me to see that it's gone the other way around, where Sony put a lot of money into No Man's Sky and it became a PlayStation exclusive, and now it's on PC. They're finally saying, oh, yes, instantly we're bringing it to PC. And I think that's quite
they had
interesting.
said before that it was going to be at least a timed exclusive for PS4, but I'm glad they're releasing them both at the same time.
I'm not fond of exclusives in general, but I'm glad that
Oh, not either.
something like that is making its way to PC, because just looking at it and thinking about the way it works, it's a very PC kind of game. So,
Oh yeah, it looks like it. I don't know how I would ever play something like that on a controller. It would drive me crazy. It's both a flying game and a first-person shooter. Those things require keyboard and mouse in my brain.
yeah.
Destiny.
Destiny. Oh, Steve, go.
Destiny was at E3? I don't even...
Destiny, the Taken
Expansion.
King
Yeah,
expansion.
yeah.
Steve,
expansion.
you're our expert.
Oh,
Go.
I didn't even.
I just wish there was something to tell me what to do in that game. Like, seriously. I blow people up, they disintegrate, and it's just like, yeah, okay, now you can go over here and kill 10 space boars now.
Doesn't Mr. Dinklage kind of lead you along and say this is what you should do next?
He gives you little tidbits, but once you're done with the opening missions, it's like, okay, I can go to the moon now. Or I'm on the moon now.
Yeah, don't you just like re-go to all the same areas again?
Yeah.
Same fucking, okay, yeah, that's are they adding new areas or like expanding the story?
Well, the first
at all?
expansion's already out, but I haven't picked it up yet. It's like $35 for 2 expansions for their past.
Okay, but what did those offer, and what is the new thing offering?
I didn't get it because honestly, I couldn't. I played the first. I played it for the first bit. I couldn't play it. It's painful.
You're our expert here. You're supposed to be the advocate for Destiny. You're supposed to be the one who makes.
I was set up as the
I'll
advocate
try
for
it for
Destiny
free
to
again
fail.
on my PS3.
I was set up to
'cause I-
fail.
Well, what do you always tell me? You always tell me that you've heard or you've said that after 40, 50 hours of the game, then, that makes
And
it
eventually,
really...
it starts making sense. I don't have time to invest in that.
Yeah,
300 hours in
any
Inquisition,
game that requires that much time to be good isn't something I'm willing to deal with.
It's something about a space Diablo.
Alright.
Space
Yeah.
wow,
It is basically kind of like Borderlands in that it's a first-person looter. It's like all you shoot things and loot them.
That's even better.
I don't know.
comparison.
Well, but in Borderlands, like I don't like the humor, but at least there's like humor. There's something to laugh about the whole time. In Destiny, it's like everything is serious, and you must be serious the whole time.
Pretty much.
I don't know. I don't like either of those games, though, so I
That-
probably shouldn't
That
talk.
the PvP is a huge portion of the game, and I've never been a proponent of PvP. Like, not a game that requires it to advance.
Yeah.
I don't want to be forced into that situation.
I don't know. I'll still wait like another 2 or 3 years when Activision finally goes, yep, no one's playing this, we're wasting a lot of money on servers, just release it on PC with everything. And then I'll try it, because then it'll play a lot better, and I'll have all that content for the same price that people paid. So, because that'll happen. There's no way it won't. What's next?
Go.
Andrew, I need you to speak because you're so quiet over there.
Yeah, Andrew, you pick
I
the
don't.
next
I
topic. What do
honestly,
you want to talk about?
okay. The only thing I'll say about Destiny before we move on is that I have the actually PS4 white special edition Destiny bundle. And
So
I
Andrew's
played,
the specialist.
Yeah, you should have been telling me why
would
I should
think,
play that.
but I
trash.
played the game for about a total of 15 minutes.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's like
well, Jesus.
So I bought it more just for the collector's edition because I thought the white PS4 looked awesome.
Yeah,
I mean the game
I
the
think-
game
I
seems
think-
fun, but
it takes way too much to invest to
visually,
get into it.
it looks
Yeah,
looks
exactly.
great. The art style they came up with was cool. All the icons and stuff. Their graphic designers did an amazing job with that
character
game
classes.
specifically.
What kind
But
of game offers you that kind of versatility? And
Excuse me while I go log on to
Three?
World of
that's even
Warcraft here
more
really
than
quick.
the only one I get to play in Halo. That's like 3 times the content of the normal
oh,
Bungie.
that is more than 2.
But yeah, but like Steven was saying, I just don't really feel like I have the time to invest in that. But moving on, have we talked about the Shenmue
Yes.
Kickstarter yet?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we
but
did.
do add your two cents if you like. No, go ahead. Talk about it.
I honestly never thought this was ever going to happen. I thought it was over and done with. I thought if it was going to happen, it would have happened like I don't know,
The
5 or 10
Dreamcast,
years
how
ago.
long ago?
Mm.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there were whispers of it, like I said, like 5 or 10 years ago, but nothing ever came of it. I thought Yu Suzuki had just retired. I thought he had done. He was done. But that was a huge surprise, and I can't wait to play it because I love the first 2, and I've been waiting for this for a long time. So
That's
I'm
awesome.
glad it was fully funded. So I'm really excited about that one. That was a huge announcement for me.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
I'm...
I have.
What?
Oh, I was gonna say, are we about done with PlayStation? Should we move on to Bethesda?
Yeah, I'm not going to do Bethesda just yet. I'm going to talk about South Park.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to talk about South Park.
So do you want to move on to Ubisoft then?
I think it will just be South Park.
It's a nice transition.
We're skipping across
We're just
all
skipping.
publishers
We're going
here.
through the ones that everybody seems to be really excited about. So.
Well, it seems like we've only been covering Sony so far.
Well,
That's just
Sony
because
had
we had a lot
one.
of things to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Sony also had a lot of things that aren't coming out for 6 months. Just about everyone else had things that are coming out at least this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. So, my take on this whole situation with, the thing is that when you're doing a conference like that, you have to show a lot of things, and unfortunately what ends up happening is that, like, look at The Last Guardian. I mean, it's been through several E3s now, and sometimes what happens is that the games are just kind of, they fall into the trap of, we're going to show it, but we don't have anything ready for it yet, and I think that's kind of a problem.
Yeah.
Well,
I agree.
It's going to have been a glorified tech demo.
Yeah, and that's basically part of the problem of E3. Sorry, Trish, you had moved us along to the next topic.
We're gonna speak on Matt
Fractured
and
Buttholes.
Trey and
And-
the Fractured Buttholes of South Park
Yes.
that is coming out.
Yes.
Now, the Stick of Truth did ridiculously well.
Yeah, it did.
I can see that this next game, just because of how the huge fan base is and how the first game went, it's just going to be a crazy seller again. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want Matt and Trey to continue making video games and then lack on their television, because I know this television show's getting older and they're probably looking at canceling it, or, and something along those lines. But I don't want them to just keep continuously making games now. Like, I understand that they have a couple good games coming out, but I don't want to keep it going. I don't want it to turn into Halo. I don't want it to turn into, why do I have 7 X packs for this game or 7 continuous games? Like, once in a good while, it's fine. And
like Madden 2, Madden 3. Like, what's with that?
Yeah, and I'm really excited for this one coming out because I've watched South Park since the very first season years and years and years ago. I loved the actual game of the Stick of Truth, being that it was like 8 hours gameplay, but it was still fun as hell. So in this situation, huh?
I have to know what kind of South Park fan you are, though. What's your favorite episode?
I actually, and it's gonna be funny, if I turned on my Blu-ray thing right now, I actually have the movie sitting in there. So Bigger, Longer, and Uncut is like sitting in my Blu-ray player right now. So I don't know. I mean,
That's not an episode, though.
do you want me to go like past episodes or begin or like present
Any of them.
episodes?
Pick your favorite episode.
Your
This
favorite
is
episode.
Can I throw out
rocket
one?
surgery.
Yeah, you go throw out one. Please
My
do.
favorite was the Guitar Hero one. That one was so funny.
That's
Oh
horrible.
my god, that one's good.
It was so awesome.
That was pretty
Where the kid comes in, they get the expert kid who's just like playing air toy guitar, and they know what he's playing. They were like, "Oh, that's John the Fisherman." It was so.
Yeah.
That,
That Buckethead? That's great.
the guys were like, "Oh, I love this song."
One of the ones that's like in the past probably in the past 2 years that really I absolutely enjoy is when they are listening to all this new music and then all of a sudden it turns into, oh my god, this sounds like shit. And then they start listening to it and they're listening, no dude, this song's awesome. No, it's complete and utter shit. Everything is complete and utter shit. And he's just walking around,
Stan.
am I a cynical asshole? Like, what is going on? No, Stan, you're just getting a little older. I don't like anything anymore. It's complete shit. Like, he's just so frustrated. That's like, yeah. So.
Yeah, I reflect with that pretty well.
I would have...
For me, it's always a tie between Scott Tenorman Must Die and Good Times with Weapons.
Oh, I love both of those. Those are both good.
Poor Butters. Oh my.
That
Professor
cell.
Chaos.
That is like the funniest cell ever when they just cut to him as a kid with a fucking star in his eye.
It's a star in his eye. And he's,
Oh my god.
He's a,
The
I
woman was
don't-
pregnant.
There are a few
"Ugh,
times that I've laughed as hard as that. That was great.
The other Butters episode that I absolutely love is when they're doing the dance, like the You Got Served one, and he keeps having the flashbacks about people dying. from his
Tap dancing.
tap dancing, and it was like 2 people died that day. No butters. 3 people died. She was pregnant. Oh God.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm also hoping they don't start churning these out all the time. But I mean, I fairly believed the 2 of them when they were up on stage, and they were like, we didn't really want to make another game, but after we finished the first one, we were like, well, now we know how to make one, so we'll make one more, and it'll be way better. So, I was satisfied with that. I don't think they'd want to do it as much as they do. It doesn't really seem like it's their medium.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they've
What they
jumped
want,
the
what they
shark
want.
yet.
No,
I certainly that's a
they're not as on the brink of it as say Dark Souls is.
Yeah.
My take on I have 2 comments about that. The first thing is that I would have bought Stick of Truth if it was DRM free, because that game looked so fun. Oh my goodness! And the second thing is,
I still haven't played it because of that.
the second thing is that I think that it might be interesting for them to actually do games, but not South Park. You know, if they did
true.
something,
Comedic
They came up
jobs.
with
Yeah.
an original IP.
right? If they did
can
something
see
like that, like think about old games that were funny. Monkey Island was very good, you know, just because of the sense of humor, and we don't have a lot of that in gaming right now. So if they actually got in and they made their own IP and they did it well, I think it would sell pretty well for them. So I'd be curious about that at least. But no, not another South Park game.
Yeah.
Should we move on to another
Sure,
game in the Ubisoft?
go for it.
Yeah.
What else? They had For Honor. That one kind of looked a little Dark Soulsy, but well, what did you guys think?
Is that
was like
the
their
like
medieval?
Medieval
yeah, that looked like
the
chivalry
knights
and
the
chivalry in third
samurais.
person,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that looked pretty cool actually.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind checking that out.
Could be interesting.
I'm in pretty much the
I'd
same
love
boat.
to see how Ubisoft does with it.
Yeah,
If-
and
and if
that's my thing about it. It's Ubisoft. These guys take 4 fucking development teams to make video games these
Yeah,
days.
that's
so
right.
Who knows what's going on there?
I'm sorry I
And
can't
yet,
play
I
that.
think about an Assassin's Creed game every couple months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry I can't play the clip of you breaking down over that because that was hilarious. Okay, Trish, go.
On the reel. Yeah.
Next topic.
Why don't we jump to a new one, and why don't we comment that Batman comes out tomorrow?
It does.
Huh?
Well, I mean, if you've got it preloaded on Steam, it comes out in 1 hour and 10 minutes. So there's that.
Cody's watching the clock.
Cody's got his finger on it, like, come on.
So we're
I mean,
gonna.
if any of you listeners have read Nonstick, you know I'm a big comic book dude, so I'm
So,
pretty excited.
so basically, what you're really saying to us is we have to finish the podcast before then.
No, it's okay.
He's got to get his desk of, like, chips, some soda, maybe a pizza.
More Hot Pockets.
It really won't matter that much. Like, it's okay.
You don't
It'll-
have to
it'll-
love this. We know.
No, it'll take all week to beat anyway. I've just been like, don't look at the subreddit. You're just gonna see spoilers. Don't look at it.
If it's a consolation, it's not Ben Affleck as Batman, so it's good.
Hey, I like Ben Affleck.
Hey, you're like all of one person that does. I
Okay,
hate
so-
him as
so
I hated him as
here's the funny thing about Ben Affleck. For years, I was one of the people who always thought, God, you know, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon wrote Good Will Hunting, great movie. We're all pretty sure Matt Damon wrote more of it than Affleck because you know he was such a better actor. But nowadays, you look at who's making really good movies and writing and directed really good movies. It's Affleck, like freaking Gone
He's
Baby
directing.
Gone, Town. His directing and his writing are really, really good, and he acts pretty damn well in them too. And what's Matt Damon done recently?
Hey, there's
a book
Bugger
coming out
all.
soon.
No, he did that.
I know,
that
the Astro-
that's Elysium. Was that good? I never
That
saw
wasn't
it.
bad.
It was good, but
Neil
that he
Blomkamp
didn't-
doing his thing.
Yeah, but he, you know, he's only acted and stuff. He hasn't written anything really
It's that
since
new
Good
movie
Will
coming
Hunting.
out with, Matt-
And Good Will Hunting was really good.
Yeah, but you know, we don't know what the writing process is like
Yeah.
between the two of them.
Right. Yeah.
But
The Martian coming out soon. It's in post,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
in post right now.
is that
Trailer
is
for
that
that
is,
looked awesome.
it does look awesome. It kind of looks like it's maybe based off the Martian Chronicles, which is cool because it's like the one Ray Bradbury thing I like.
It's actually based off a book called The Martian.
Oh.
on the tip.
I just want a Martian Chronicles movie, I guess. I think that would be awesome.
I really want. Oh God, what the frick is the comic? Speaking of comics, sorry. It's not Martian. It's
Deadpool?
no. Well, oh, yes, Deadpool. It's the one that I was telling you about that I got the entire series of.
Fables?
What? No.
You bought an entire series of something and don't remember what it was?
I actually have a Batman here. Vertigo. Inhumans. Inhumans. That's the one I
It's
was.
going to be a movie
Heard
soon.
good things. Haven't
I
seen it.
know.
And it's also being covered
have...
in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But I think we're now not talking about video games, so...
Not really.
Yeah, we're a little off topic.
Yeah.
Before we get off Ubisoft,
We'll have a non-stick podcast one of these days. That'll be fun.
That.
Do we want to talk about the new Ghost Recon?
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
It's Ghost Recon. I don't have an opinion.
We have an opinion not to have an opinion.
So I did not like the last couple of Ghost Recon games. I really liked Ghost Recon 1 and 2. I'm not the biggest fan of the... God, what's it called? Is it Desert Warfare?
Future Soldier or Raw? Or was it
Advanced Warfare? The GRAW games. Don't like those too much. And it was funny because we were all in chat watching that together, and I was like, this looks more like Ghost Recon than the last 3 Ghost Recon games. And then it turned out to be Ghost Recon. I was like, oh,
more Ghost Recon than Ghost
Surprise!
So, yeah, I hope that'll be cool. I didn't. The last one was like, okay, so we get that you're supposed to be a team of stealthy motherfuckers who infiltrate things, but not in the Vegas blow up kind of way. So we're just gonna make you invisible. That'll be your stealth. You're just invisible. You just a button you push and you're invisible. There you go. There's your stealth. Like, what? That's the laziest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Ubisoft. They're lazy by proxy.
I would like actually more of the new Tom Clancy's games over Ghost Recon. Hey, segue. Yeah, Tom Clancy's games.
Who wants to tell her?
What?
What?
Aren't they all Tom Clancy?
Yeah, they are.
Sorry.
Yeah, all Ghost Recon games are Tom
not that
Clancy.
one.
The Division?
She wants Siege.
Rainbow
I
Six?
want Siege.
Siege.
Oh, Siege.
Siege, yeah,
the
Siege
new,
looks-
the new Rainbow Six. Yes, that looks
It's,
good.
I'm confused though. Is Siege just a multiplayer only, or is there a single? Is there like a campaign?
There's
Rainbow Six has a campaign. They're all bad. There's not a single good Rainbow Six.
No,
game.
I liked
Talking about there was
Vegas.
a casino in 2.
Vegas 1 and 2 were fun. I thought.
I thought they were great. Like if you have 4 friends and you play through it, it's good. But like as a single player campaign, they're great. Those games are
The AI
good.
was
It's
superb.
what you do.
The
Oh,
AI
yeah,
is supposed
the
to
AI
be so
is
much
good.
better now, though.
Yeah.
Love
I never
watching the
played. I
AI
never
walk
played
through
Vegas 2, and I really get that because I loved Vegas. It was.
Oh, Vegas 2 was even better than Vegas 1.
That's what I've heard.
And then
You can get them on Steam. You could have got them on sale yesterday.
I have enough video games to play that I do not need to buy more of them. And I just, you forget, I just got The Witcher and Arkham Knight for free. Those are not short games.
Yeah, but you didn't spend any money on them, right?
So you can buy more.
Yeah, but here's the thing. After playing something like The Witcher 3 that I didn't spend any money on, and I go, man, for 127 hours for free, it's really hard to look at a game and then be like, is this really worth $7? my
Your brain
value,
divided by 0, apparently.
yeah, my value measure is not right now
So
because
you gotta
I'm just-
recalibrate it over the next little
yeah,
while.
I do. I have to get used to paying for video games. It's gonna suck.
Paul will just tell Doc S not to hook you up any free stuff for a while.
Yeah, he should.
Go-
He shouldn't.
go-
I need to remember what
go-
it's like to lose money.
Go play Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes. That'll recalibrate you.
He gave that to me for free.
Well, oh man! But what was that, like a $60 for like a 3-hour game or something?
It took me 89 minutes to play through it. It was okay.
Seriously?
Yeah. Well, here it might have been 2 hours. I might be totally just being an asshole. Let's see what it was actually. You guys talk about something while I find it.
I think it was. I think it was like an hour and a half or 2-hour game or something ridiculous. But anyway, we're getting off topic again. So moving on.
Yes.
Are we ready for Bethesda yet? Or...
Yeah, go at it. You've been sweet in your chair.
Obviously, everyone was stoked for Dishonored too.
Okay, so obviously... Yeah.
No.
No one responds.
No, actually, I am stoked for Dishonored too.
I am as well. I hope it'll be good.
Andrew, just
And
sit
I'm stoked
your
for
ass
Doom.
down
I
and
actually
let me
really
tell
like
you
the
something.
I'm
Doom
sorry, it wasn't 89 minutes. It took me 93 minutes to beat that game.
My God, how could you just get
See?
4 minutes difference?
I'm so sorry. I lied to you, Internet.
All right. Let Andrew just sit us down and school us right now. He's ready.
I'm ready to be readied.
Well, I can
Bring
wait
your
on
Doom?
Fallout. I can wait a little longer on Fallout. But I wanted to say, I just want to get this out of the way first. I actually really enjoyed the Doom trailer. I think that looked pretty cool.
I thought the single
Thoughts on
player
that?
looked kind of boring, but I think the multiplayer stuff that they're doing looked freaking awesome. The map, like having map creator and mod support all built in, is going to be great. I'm really okay with having Doom as a platform, and I think it looks awesome. I will link to you guys, however, a image that I kind of wish Doom looked like. But who else had thoughts on Doom? Greywolfe, what'd you think about Doom?
I
It's
was
a
one of the
first-person
people.
shooter.
It's a first-person shooter, and I was one of the people who missed the Bethesda conference. I actually missed the first bit of E3 because I forgot that it was kind of happening, and then I ended up showing up for the Microsoft conference, and that was the point where I started sort of watching. But
You should go back and watch it.
okay, but it's Doom. They're all shooters to me. The one thing that I thought was interesting about the original Doom, and that I haven't seen replicated anywhere, is that the kind of the feel of the original Doom, and I don't think any of the modern versions of Doom have actually ever replicated that. Where, and it might be that the case that it was the first-person shooter I'd ever seen, but if you're walking down a dark corridor and suddenly all the lights go on, there's thousands of people, that was scary. And the feeling of being trapped like that in that sort of close confines with all those demons and the very scary hellscape landscape. I don't think there's been a shooter that has captured that kind of thing subsequently. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with the new Doom.
Well, they did show a hell landscape, a
Okay.
hellscape, if you will.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the Doom trailer, and I would recommend watching it just
Okay.
to see what it looked like.
That's fair enough.
You may not have any interest.
I don't,
But you
but-
especially have to watch the Fallout 4 trailer, because I just lost my shit when that came out.
I was around because I posted the original countdown, so I was there when it happened. And I think that the idea for the new Fallout is very interesting, where they're talking about you're going to be playing bits of pre-war. And I think that's interesting for Fallout people, because there's a lot of speculation about what exactly happened to get the war going. And there's a lot of speculation about, who fired the first shot and how it all went down and all that kind of thing. So I think that's going to be very interesting for Fallout folks.
Didn't they cover some of that in Fallout 3 with the Operation Anchorage? I can't remember.
Probably. I didn't play 3, because remember 3 is a shooter. 1 and 2 are RPGs.
You gotta broaden your horizons a little bit.
Trish was getting very upset with me because every time a shooter came on, I was like, oh no, it's a shooter. Trish was like,
Okay,
no.
it wasn't just shooter. It was racing, shooter, sports.
Sports.
And a game that really didn't look interesting.
Okay.
There were lots
so
of those.
There's
Who wants to
there's
pitch
that
and give him a
image.
copy of Honey Pop?
No, thanks.
Yeah.
No.
So-
Like, we'll gift it to you on Steam, and that's it. It's yours.
No, it's fine. This is the picture that Andrew is talking about. This is an imager. And it's
yeah.
New Doom with old
So
colors.
If you look at the top image and then look at the bottom image, the bottom image is what Doom looks like in game right now.
Right.
The top image is what it would look like if it actually had contrasting colors like the original game. And I really hope that Bethesda sees this and goes, yeah, we probably shouldn't make our game look like it's covered in piss.
What are you talking about? Sepia tone is the way of the future. Just someone stretched nylon.
Because when you think about it, that was actually one of the really starking things that made
Yes.
Doom kind of pop out too. Like, I mean, And it's what Bungie learned with their first-person shooter on PC, which was basically a Doom clone, which also had very good contrasting colors and let you roam around the environment and stuff like that, which was very important for sprite-based first-person shooter, because holy crap, that was not something people were used to doing. And, I don't know. Obviously, this could probably be modded pretty easily, too, so... But that... every time I think about the new Doom, I'm just like, I just want it to look like this now. that was it. That's all I got for that.
Anyone else? Doom thoughts? Go.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
The animations were hilarious, also. They were great.
Okay, so what else happened at
probably.
Bethesda? Because
The card
remember,
game.
I wasn't there. Oh, I'm...
The card game, yeah.
I am...
Elder
Okay,
Scrolls
here we go.
Legacy.
There's something... Trish, there's something I'm interested in.
Hey.
Yeah, I
That's
heard
one.
about it and I was like, okay, so this isn't anything anyone fucking asked for, but I'd be interested if they actually showed off how the game works, because they're just like, oh look, we're making a card game.
Yeah.
Everyone likes those. You're gonna buy it.
Yeah,
Like
there was
okay.
like a... There was
no,
like a...
what are you gonna do that's different? Is it just gonna be a Magic clone, a Hearthstone clone? Like, come on.
There was like literally just like a CGI trailer. We're making a card game. That was it. It was like, why do that?
Good
Yeah.
enough.
That's what you
need to
guys
talk
want
about
now,
that.
right? Card games. Here you go. Card game. Here you go.
Yeah. There's money in that. We like money. We're ZeniMax.
They still
That's
they still
what I
want us
got
all
out
to
of
buy
that.
Elder Scrolls Online.
They do want to do that. They still like, we're doing great. And they are doing better now that they're on consoles and stuff. They actually got a lot of people playing it, which is cool. It probably works better than any other MMO on a console when you think about it. I haven't played it on console. Have any of you guys?
Nope, don't have a
I haven't
console.
played a period.
No. You're really not missing much. It's another MMO. If you like an Elder Scrolls skin to your MMO, you'll like it.
I don't like MMOs. So.
Then you won't like it. It's as simple as that.
There you
Honestly,
go.
I'd be happy if they just had like co-op in Skyrim or something. That's all I need. I don't need like
Yeah.
a million. fucking
There's a mod that's moving around the internet right now. That's way closer than anyone has gotten in a really long time, and it's only like 2 weeks old. It's just one dude. It's his first mod, and he's like already got people running around the world together.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, should we move on to Fallout 4?
Sure. I thought we talked
What-
about it, but
what-
okay.
what-
Let's talk about it again.
Oh, we
What
gotta
about
talk.
Fallout Shelter? That's
Hey,
way more exciting.
No, Cody.
I don't have an iOS device, so I don't
don't either.
really give a shit.
I downloaded it. I haven't played it yet.
I'm so mad. I'm so fucking mad about that. And
I've only seen that Dr. S says a cow clicker. I don't know why people are mad about it. It's like, okay, so some programmers spent some downtime making a fucking shitty mobile game, whatever.
Yeah, and I kind of want to see, like, I mean, the title hasn't been brought up in about, 10 years? So, I want to see what they're doing with it. I want to see what they're, how they're trying to get people back into the game. I wanted to play this game. I wanted to make people go have sex and make babies and populate the earth. And I couldn't. I can't do this on my Android. I've got a brand new Android phone, and I can't do
She wanted to play The Sims.
I don't
Fallout
know
Edition.
why people release to iOS first nowadays. More people have Androids. It is cheaper and easier to use. APK for
Okay.
iOS stuff is terrible.
I think that
It's just
there,
the stigma of
most
having
poorly
having a little
documented
Apple in the back.
bullshit.
I think that's still what's going on. The stigma of Android is a problem. And people think that because it's iOS and because it's people who threw money at a phone, they will now throw money at a game that's only on iOS. And I think that's a bit silly, but I don't like
That's true. I
exclusives.
didn't even think about that. Maybe you have to bring that into consideration, because
You have to be horrible with money.
yeah, and iOS users spend way more money than Android
Yeah.
users on a large scale. Maybe they looked into that, and that could be the reason why.
That's probably just it. I mean, that's what it boils down
Probably,
to.
yeah.
We can keep ripping iOS users though if you want,
Yeah.
ever so subtly.
iTunes!
There's more whales there, man. That's an
Yeah.
awful term, and I hate using it, but that's what it is.
Yep. Carry on. What other stuff do we have on the big list?
Fallout 4. Fallout 4.
Yeah, they talk about a game, Fallout something or other.
Fallout 4.
Might be big. Might have
And
Mark Wahlberg. We don't know yet. It's in Boston.
Fallout 4.
Macky Mac.
You know what?
Andrew,
So
go ahead.
what features of Fallout 4 are we excited about? I like the weapon customization they brought back from New Vegas. That was one of my favorite features in New Vegas.
I'm really interested in the compound building. When I was playing State of Decay and I got to create my compound and what I needed to survive and everything like that, I'm like, I like simulation games. I like being able to control if people live or die. I've always liked that aspect of a game, and now I like this even more.
Yeah, and it looked like they had sort of a tower defense aspect to it.
Yeah, you can set up weapons and stuff.
Yeah. They like Minecraft
And Raider Stone.
and crafted it a little bit. I don't really have an issue with that. It's not like the system for Fallout was all that complicated to begin with. So it's nice to see some more meat on the bones of a Bethesda game, which are they're great and they're fun. They have they're as vast as an ocean, but they tend to have the depth of a puddle sometimes.
Well, with my luck, when I first time I loaded up Fallout 3, I walked out of that vault.
Mm-hmm.
Turned to my left. There's a big, spiky, scaly creature there. my friend's behind me, cracking up. He's laughing. I'm like, what? I never played a Fallout game until this point. I go up to go hit it. I get hit. I go flying, die automatically. He's like, yeah, never, ever, ever. Just see those guys run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I walked out of that vault, and the game told me to go right, and I was like, nope, I'm going the other way.
Yep. That's pretty much what I did. I turned it around, and,
That's kind of what I did with New Vegas.
Meaty there, Sam.
Yeah, except I tried to do that with New Vegas, and I was like, oh, so unless I go to this area, everything else is just going to kill me. It was,
Don't matter going there anyway.
So much linear. And then I played the game by its rules, and ended up one-shotting the fucking leader of the Legion with a sniper rifle close range, and no one around him cared. And then I was like, okay.
That seems like a bug.
I guess I'm done. Probably was. I just walked into his house, like across the sea or whatever. Went in there. I was like, you don't have to take my weapons because charisma. And then I just shot him in the face, and they were like,
"That's neat. We're glad you killed someone.
You seem like a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
We like you."
How long did you play it?
Probably around 60 hours.
Oh, okay.
I kept trying to get into Vegas, but every time I did, the game would crash, and so I just stopped. Like, every time I would enter the city, it would just poop on me. I was playing on 360 is probably why.
No, actually 360 is pretty stable. The PS3 version was the really unstable one. So
I was in the dorms at
weird.
the time, so I had a lot of free time, and I played it right when it came out, so I might not have had any patches at all.
Yeah, I didn't play it until several months after it came out. So
yeah.
I'm sure they had a lot more patches out by then.
Yeah.
But even then, like I would always see rad scorpions like walking around like with their tails sticking out of the ground. Like,
yeah.
Like they'd be, like they were doing handstands. Like just.
I don't think the game was as buggy as 3. Aside from I never got to explore Vegas, which was kind of a bummer. I did like the story a bit better after it started picking up a bit, because the intro I was like, this is fucking stupid. Obsidian usually write okay things. What's going on here? And then I was like, oh, okay. There's actually like a world here. I'm not very interesting, but that's okay.
I would recommend, honestly, get it on Steam, and not that you need another game to play, but
yeah,
trying it out on Steam now, because it's a lot of fun, and especially like when some of the missions inside Vegas and stuff. It's
made a couple of sales right around the corner.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I got pretty burnt out on that game. I don't know if I would ever give it another shot, because I was playing on hardcore mode and on the hardest difficulty, and so it was just a lot of padding with having to sleep and drinking water. So, I don't know. I probably didn't set myself up for the best experience in that game. Plus, I was way overhyped for it. So if I stay underhyped for 4, which, after what they showed me, I was very, very hyped for it, and now I'm like, okay. So hopefully it'll blow me out. Hopefully it'll blow me out of the water.
Well, that could be what happened with me, because I was underhyped for New Vegas.
For Vegas, yeah.
So, which is why I didn't buy it at launch. You know, I put it off for several months, and then I saw it on sale. I was like, all right, I'll pick it up now and try it out. And
Yeah.
it had been a while since I had played 3, so I was starting to, feel the Fallout itch again. And,
Mm-hmm.
and I was kind of blown away by it.
Yeah, I'm hoping 4 might be the same for me because I'm like, I could try to rush and get it because it's not gonna be. I mean, like I could buy it on Steam, but I'm probably gonna want to get a hard PC copy of that game just because I like box art and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'll probably just wait for a while until I find it on Amazon for sale in like spring or something.
Trish, did you pre-order? Did you get the Pip-Boy?
No.
Uh,
No.
Good Lord,
I may
don't
talk,
pre-order
talk
video games.
I'm sorry, never gonna happen. I may talk a big game
GameStop
about.
needs your money.
I actually went to GameStop because I really wanted the Pip-Boy. I don't care. I have no shame. But
No,
But-
you're
no,
fine.
it's fair.
I never will pre-order. I don't know why. To me, when I'm buying a game, it's something that I know I'm gonna walk in maybe after work one day or after class and just walk into a Best Buy, grab it off the shelf, walk home, plug it in, and just play it for the next 3 days. Like,
You left no pain there.
okay. Well, I might not jack it in the store and actually pay for it, but I never will pre-order a game. I really want the Pip-Boy, but I still can't ever justify spending that friggin' much on a game.
well, I ended up not pre-ordering it because they were already sold out of the Pip-Boy.
Jesus.
Yeah.
On every, not just
You know
GameStop,
they were.
every,
Those things are gonna
every
sell for-
Amazon was out too.
Those things
Yeah,
are gonna sell
every
for
storefront was
thousands
sold
of
out.
dollars on eBay once they're out, man. Those things are they're gonna be like
Yeah.
I might actually I should probably buy some stock in ZeniMax because there's no way that game's not gonna sell fucking incredibly well. Probably a good idea.
Looks like they're going to try and free up some stock from people that are pre-ordering it just to resell. I don't know how they're going to do it.
It doesn't surprise me. Like, no.
Would we like to move to something else, or do you guys?
Yeah,
or
we can move on to Microsoft.
Sure.
Yeah, we can move on to anything.
Should we start with back compatibility?
Yeah,
Pretty big deal.
it is.
Okay.
I'm glad that
Yeah.
Microsoft are doing that. It's
Okay.
a little weird. So for people who don't know what happened with the Microsoft conference, they said, okay, the Xbox One will have Xbox 360 compatibility, backward compatibility. The way it will work is you'll put your disc in, and then it will download something. We don't know what it is. It might be a wrapper. It might be emulation software. We don't know. It might download the whole game. But it is a little weird, but it is good. And they're rolling out 500 titles, and it will probably expand soon.
But that was just for disc games. They did say
Yeah.
that digital downloads would just start appearing as they become compatible, I guess.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
any that you had purchased would just start. And I'm assuming, I don't know, but I'm hoping that'll apply to arcade games too. Does
Probably.
anyone
I don't know.
Yeah.
know?
Well,
But I thought
they
that
have
was kinda
21 confirmed games, and they say they'll have up to 100 by the time the
Right.
holidays come around.
Right.
It's really
Yeah.
funny that none of the Halo games from 360 are on the confirmed list already.
Cool. Well,
Probably.
no. I'm guessing none of the games that they've already resold
Yeah, we'll
on
go
the
there.
one will be
Yeah,
appearing.
that
Yeah.
would be silly, I suppose.
And also
Although
because
it kind of sucks.
more than likely what will happen with the Halo games is they'll do remakes, and that will be how you'll get your Halo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also rumors of the Master Chief Collection coming to PC,
Right.
which would be pretty cool. I might try
Yeah.
some Halo again, and I haven't gotten super into Halo games since 3, so that would be actually kind of cool to do that.
Did you play Reach? Reach was pretty good.
I didn't like the guns in Reach, so I
you
didn't
didn't?
stick with it. No.
I liked Reach. I didn't like the fact that my save file got corrupted when I
Oh.
was
it sucks.
Ew.
on Legendary.
The
Oh.
story was very good. That is the best Halo game you can play for its story. It is the most comprehensive story. It is the most contained story, and it's the most impactful story. It was very
Yeah.
good, well rounded, very well
Yeah.
done.
Steve and Trish, you got any opinions on the Halo, the Microsoft stuff,
Or
backward
back compatibility?
I'm gonna say not really because I kind of stayed away from I have a 360, but when the next gen came out, I sat and had an internal struggle with myself to either get an Xbox One or a PS4, and I went with PS4. If I want to play a 360 game, I'm gonna play it as its original
Yeah,
with bugs
right.
and all, and I'm gonna be happy.
Fair enough.
Well, yeah.
Well, I've been looking for a reason to get a one. I have the PS4, but but I mean, last gen I had the 360 and the PS3, so I
Right.
kind of if there's good games that I want to play, I'll get both.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I haven't had any interest in the one at all so far. But
Yeah. And
now
to
that
be honest, now that you can actually play 360 games on a one, it might be a little more preferable to do that because it's from the Xbox One's, lifetime here so far. It seems to be a little bit more
Yeah.
reliable on hardware than 360s because those things still, like, I think this is my third 360, and
Ow.
my disc tray still has some issues. And like, if
Ow.
I turn it not horizontal, it doesn't work at all.
Right.
yeah,
And like, I just got it replaced like 3 years ago.
My
So-
first one red ringed in 4 months of owning it.
Oh God.
yeah,
Yep.
me too.
But
me too.
the build quality on that 360 was just terrible.
Well, they have the worst heatsink in the world. It's a really
Yeah.
really cheap heatsink, and it sits beneath the monitor, or it sits on top of the CPU like it should, but it also sits right on the video card.
That's so dumb.
Like, it touches it.
Double the heat,
Yeah,
double the
and
fun.
you can't do anything about it. It's not like you could stick anything between the two of them because it's just gonna burn that too.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to hope your
Well-
video card doesn't get fucking burnt out. It's terrible.
And they didn't even do a recall right away. I remember when it first came out,
Right.
they only did
That's
like
right.
a 90-day. They did like
Yep.
a 90-day warranty, and I think
Right.
mine red ringed on like day 95.
Oh no.
I had the actual intelligence for once in my life. You know how they ask you, hey, do you want that extended warranty? Yes, yes, I fucking do. I know what's going to happen. I literally, it was one of those situations where I looked at my receipt, I had probably about 104 days on it. Like, I had
Wow.
checked by day, because all of my friends at the time, they had
Yeah.
gotten Xbox 360s, and my old white console just red ringed, and none of theirs had. So it was one of those situations where it was like, well, I thank God I actually paid the extra $30 for the extra 2-year warranty, because I took it to Best Buy, because at that time it was
Right.
like I was a little needy little high school kid, and I didn't realize the world of technology was so much more than just Best Buy. And I took it in and I said, it broke it. And they said, we'll get you a new one.
And that was that. You were
There
happy.
you go.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Xbox One compatibility is really good, and I think that might actually help them move consoles.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah,
there's a
yeah,
lot
I
of
mean,
people
they're
with
doing
big
something
Xbox
that
360
Sony
libraries.
can't do.
Yeah. Well, not
Expands
yet.
Your library extensively.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a shitload of 360 games, and I know my 360 isn't going to last forever. So
Yeah,
I
I've
really
sold them.
appreciate, even if I
Right.
don't use it very often, I
It's there.
appreciate that they're giving me the option. Yeah.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
know that my games are just going to go to
Yeah, they're
collect
not gonna go to
dust
waste.
when my 360 does.
Right.
Although I
I
think
appreciate
showing
that.
off Mass Effect as the game to show off was probably
Yeah.
like the worst choice. Like, that game does not run well at all. It did not run well up there either. Although all the confirmed ones they have, I can't see anything that would have been better. Like, that's the biggest title they have there. There's Perfect Dark and Perfect Dark Zero. Perfect Dark is an N64 game. That wouldn't look
Right.
very good. Perfect Dark Zero looks worse than an N64 game, so that one looks pretty bad.
Right. And I saw Banjo-Kazooie, and it was like a very weird list.
Viva Pinata. I mean, Viva Pinata probably would have been the way to go.
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay, so we're gonna move.
Yeah, let's see
And,
some.
and what did everyone think of the Elite controller?
I have no
I'm
comment.
not spending that much money on a fucking controller. I already think it's stupid
Right.
to spend $60 on one. I'm not spending any more than that. I don't care.
Right.
It's the same. It's the same shape, but with extra shit. And I already think there's too much shit on that fucking controller. I don't want
seems-
more
it-
shit on it.
I just want my ABXY and a start and a...
Like, the D-pad
select.
looks cool, but I'd have to feel it anyway. I'm not going to risk all that money on
Right.
something that I have
Yeah.
toyed around with.
Yeah.
So unless
Like, I
I
was-
hop into a Best Buy or GameStop and mess around with it, and I'm like, wow, this is the best thing ever, I'm not even considering it.
When the controller hit, any extra controller hit $60, I was just like, are you kidding me?
We
Yeah.
have Houston. We have a problem.
Yeah,
They're also gonna make
that's
all
why I
those
was
Pro
really
MLG
happy to
blades.
be exclusively GameCube for a really long time, because I was like, you idiots and your $50 controllers. I pay $35 for mine. They may
And
break
this works on the
real fast,
goddamn Wii
Game
still.
Shark.
Yeah.
yeah.
Steven's right, and they carried over to the Wii.
Yep.
So you can still
Which I never got, but I mean, hey.
Yeah, I never got one
Boom
either.
Blocks was a treasure. I think that's about it.
Yeah,
what
but
else?
I appreciate the idea of the
Star Wars?
Star Wars.
All right,
We're going
all
to
right.
Star Wars.
We're gonna finish this up with Star Wars because we're hitting.
Infinity, right?
We're already at about
yes,
an
we're
hour
We're
and
going
20
to talk about
minutes.
that new SOTOR expansion, aren't we? Isn't that the most exciting Star Wars thing we've seen, where they incorrectly build a lightsaber by touching the crystal with their fingers, which
That
you
was
should never fucking
that
do.
was so funny. Oh my
Wow.
god.
Cody.
How do you really feel?
No, I thought they had I thought they had like tongs or something they were using. Was it
Yeah,
their
he
fingers?
had.
You still don't do that. You use the Force to move your crystals.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you should do.
You line it just right.
There's even a quest in that game and KOTOR and KOTOR 2 that is like explains that to people who don't already know.
Yeah.
And
Isn't there some sort of metal in the Star Wars universe that's like lightsaber proof?
there's 3 different metals, but they're the rarest
Used
things
for the armor.
out there. They're
Bounty
super-
armors.
Well, it's
Your
not. It's
inner
not.
nerd
It's
is
not. It's
showing.
not. It's not that it being resistant to lightsabers is what matters. Is that it would create impurities in the crystals because they are super sensitive.
Okay.
Yeah, your lightsabers wouldn't work too great if you touched them, the crystals anyway.
I'm so proud of you.
Shut up.
No, I'm legitimately proud. Like, it does. You don't see a lot of people that actually care about shit like that. You really don't. And to me, like, some people would be like, "Oh my god, that's retarded." No, honestly, to me that's fun.
I just finished a it was like a year-long campaign for Star Wars Edge of the Empire, which is the Star Wars version of D&D, where I GM'd it. So
Right.
I like Star Wars a lot. My girlfriend
Well,
for my
where
birthday
do
a few
let me
years
ask you
back
this.
bought me the like $700 fucking DVDs that you can't find anymore that have the
Oh,
original
wow.
theatrical versions in them. Being when they released them for 6 months and then they sold.
Yeah,
really fast,
that's
and
right.
It's like, no, I don't want people to have that.
And then that's right.
those.
I remember those.
So, Star Wars is a big thing in my house. So I was
Where do
really
the-
excited for Battlefront, but also really conflicted for Battlefront. And from
Right.
from what I've heard of people tweeting on the show floor and stuff, it didn't seem like it impressed people, which kind of makes me sad.
Sorry, Andrew, you wanted to ask Cody a question.
If it's related to Star Wars, I probably have an answer.
I think he died.
Maybe.
Oh.
We killed him, oh no.
I think he's upset because you answered his question.
No,
Oh,
actually
there
I think he
goes.
fell offline.
Is
You
he-
answered it before he could have asked it, so he's like, "I'm done with this."
Bye.
That was really funny. My girlfriend asked me one day just to see like if I really know way too much about Star Wars, and she was just like, "What's Yoda's stick made out of?" And I was like, "Gimmer."
And then she was like, "I don't know if it's really hot or not." Like,
Help, I'm conflicted.
we're just all like
Mm-hmm.
We need to have a talk.
everybody just walks in your house and they just
Read
get really
too many
deep.
Star Wars comics is really all that means. Like, I don't really pull from much. I just read a lot of Star Wars comics.
Andrew, you had a question for Cody about Star Wars. Go.
Oh, I was gonna say. So where do they get the crystals? I mean, are they mining them out of the ground, or are they just
Usually
floating in
it's
space?
from a planet which name is escaping me right now, which makes me
come on.
really upset with myself. I know. It starts with an I know that much.
Isatar?
I know, but like, I assume they have to like mine them out of the ground or something, right? So like, wouldn't they be
No,
already
you
impure?
usually when you go on your journey to find a crystal, through the Force, you and the crystal kind of have a bond when you're already on like near it, and you'll just kind of come across it.
And then you'll
And
use the
it's
Force to
very rare
grab
that
it.
you have to do much to.
It orders you a drink.
Yeah.
Steve?
Is it like the Harry Potter wand, like the?
I
like
don't
the
know
crystal picks
why
you?
you-
I don't
this.
know. I've never read or seen Harry Potter. Nope. Just obsessed over Star Wars.
See, now that's...
Okay, well, let me help you out. In the Harry Potter universe, the way it works is that when a wizard goes for his wand, the way it happens is that you can go through multiple wands until you find the one wand, but it's not just a case of you finding the wand must find you. So you must be kind of attuned to each other before the wand will work for you. And you can take anyone else's wand and you can use that wand, but it will never be as good as your wand because your wand and you are kind of bonded together like that. So what Andrew's really asking is the same thing the case with the crystal.
Yep, basically. And there have been people, I talked about this in my 15 best lightsabers that you can go read. There have been people who were able to make synthetic lightsaber crystals, but and those are really, really powerful, but they're also very unstable.
Hey, was this before or after I posted my 15 best swords?
Oh
It was
my God.
after, and I remember it was a response because there were no lightsabers on your list.
Wait. Kind of hate fuel have been generated.
Okay,
Anyway,
so
this is not video games.
no. So the other thing,
Technically.
it technically
So
was a little bit.
Battlefront, right?
Oh, well,
That's true.
yeah, Battlefront.
You can craft your own lightsabers, confirmed on Twinstiq.
The other thing that they showed off
Welcome, EA.
for Star Wars was that
Helium,
they,
that's the freaking planet. Never mind.
Oh, for God's sake.
there were a couple of other Star Wars things they had. They had Infinity 3, which had Star Wars exclusive things. No, I'm
Oh, it is
misremembering.
Infinity.
Is it?
Yeah, Infinity 3.0.
Yeah.
Has
Yep.
the
I
Star
saw
Wars
those in
stuff.
Best Buy. They're freaking adorable.
Yeah.
I
It
might
includes
I
the
might
Rebels-
just buy them
Rebels stuff,
just
too.
because they're cute.
I was about to say you didn't already buy them? Like, what?
No,
Self-control
I'm
here?
saving money to move out of my shitty apartment.
Ah, okay.
And I think there was one other Star Wars thing, but it's escaping me now.
There is the Battlefront.
It was
and
Battlefront,
the Sotar is all
Infinity-
I know about.
Okay. Fair enough.
Anyone else have anything to say about Battlefront? That was like
wasn't
the big. That was like the
Isn't
big
there a
one
huge
I
update
thought
coming
that
for
trailer
Knights of the
took
Old
place.
Republic?
for
Yes.
Star Wars:
No,
The
the
Old
expansion.
Republic.
we were
Oh.
That's what I was talking about with them mishandling lightsaber crystals.
Ow.
Oh right,
Getting
yes,
angry
because
about
it was in that little trailer, the cinematic thing that they did with the two guys, and they were
Yeah, and I yelled at all you guys.
That's
while
right.
It was happening.
Yes.
You guys were like, "Okay, Cody."
relax.
We're like, alright.
You need to
The-
sit
how
back
the-
down.
How a little kid goes
Time
up to
to
the
up the
parents
dosage.
like, Mom, Mom, Mom. Oh no, honey, that's nice. Go play.
Well, wait a second. Wait
you're
a second, Cody.
mishandling the crystals.
Wait a second, Cody. But you said that you can do that. You're just not supposed to do it.
Okay.
So maybe they just.
Oh my
This
We're
is a
gonna
long
talk
time ago.
about,
So maybe they just didn't know any better back then.
We're gonna
They
talk
did.
about
It's in the
Kingdom Hearts
game. They
3.
tell you not to do it. It's in that
Yeah, but
game.
Yeah, but they're just like these teenage kids, and I don't know. Maybe they're not Jedi. You know, maybe they weren't raised in the Jedi school, so they don't. Maybe they just don't know.
Speaking of Nintendo not bringing the new proper 3DS to North America,
Oh my god. I have to hear about this
Do
every
you need
time.
more 3DSs? Like, Jesus Christ, how many
you didn't need
freaking
the new
things?
3DS XL. I just wanted.
No, you don't need any of the new ones. They're all the same thing. They play the same games.
And Nintendo's decided this is such a good idea that they're not actually putting the chargers
Yeah,
or anything in.
chargers in them.
They're at
Just
that,
like,
they're at that
I
saturation.
have like 4 of those chargers.
Yeah, well, that's the point. They're at the saturation point where they're like,
yeah, they're like,
Why
we don't
bother?
need to do Candy Crush stuff. We could just sell people hardware like, in the same form.
but
Okay,
yes,
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Amiibos.
No, Kingdom Hearts 3, let's go.
I didn't watch the Square Enix conference, so I
Okay,
don't
so
know.
we all agree Kingdom Hearts is terrible and overrated. Let's move on.
Wait, no!
I haven't
can't
played
do
any of
this.
them.
Is this a conversation that I have to do by myself? Okay, hey, did you see Kingdom Hearts? Yeah, it was actually pretty good. Oh my god, did you see the combat system? Yeah! Alright, now we
Yeah,
can...
it looks straight into the Vita.
Ah.
Well, I mean,
Well-
it's the same combat system, isn't it?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
basically.
I never played I played one, and I played it almost to
I mean, like
completion.
adult RPGs.
I got to Hollow Bastion, and that was 60 hours in. So I get to Hollow Bastion, and I get Beast, and that was the best thing about the game. I was like, oh yay, I'm gonna play with like a character that I actually like. And then they take you through this whole thing with Hollow Bastion, and then they yank Beast away from you, and I was like crushed, and that was it. I couldn't play anymore. That's my
And then
that's my
sad.
Kingdom Hearts.
Never played it again.
Pretty much. And the other thing was that with Kingdom Hearts 1, I could see that what was going to happen. Now, for people who haven't played Kingdom Hearts 1, this is going to be a spoiler. So you meet Pooh Bear, who's very sweet. I love Pooh Bear. He's adorable. But a spoiler for anyone who hasn't played it yet.
He doesn't die, does he?
No.
No, he doesn't die. But you end up like leaving him alone in this beautiful little... It's a beautiful little kingdom, but he's alone. And it's just like the most heartbreaking thing. I was like, I can't do that. And that was also the point where it was setting me up to do that. And I was like, I can't leave Pooh Bear alone by himself. That wouldn't work for me. So I stopped playing it.
Good conscience.
Yeah. So like Kingdom Hearts 3, it could be interesting, but
15-year-old girls around their planet are going nuts right now.
You're damn right we are. Even though I'm not that young.
Kingdom Hearts 3, Justin Bieber, all that stuff, they all go together.
Honestly, I like the concept. I've always liked the game. I always liked the nostalgia. I liked everything about it. The combat system, fantastic. Bringing in parts of Final Fantasy with the magic and some like
Haven't
the
they
casting
phased out
parts.
some of those Final Fantasy characters as much as they go along? There's like less and less of them now, and it's
Yep.
more Disney related.
Kind of, but not really. In like the second one, you unlock secret areas that had Sephiroth and everybody in it. Like, I mean, there's little hidden Easter eggs in each one of them, but I really like that game. I hate to I don't even want to pull the girl card here or anything along those lines, or even if it's for little
It's all in
kids.
jazz.
It's no. I'm just saying I enjoyed that game. Like that was a game that I could sit there and play one time, maybe 2 times if I was ridiculously bored. But it was one of those ones like. If I see it in a shop or anything along those lines, I'm like, nostalgia, and I'm so happy about it.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's what video gaming is all about.
Mm-hmm.
Having fun.
there you go. And like to be fair, when I played the first one, and for the first time when you see Donald and Goofy and you see Mickey and all those people in the game, it was such a, and I hate to do this and say this, but it made me feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside.
Oh.
And you know, you're gonna be joining them.
Making me want to try out these games. Actually,
Okay,
Don't be that much of a hero.
I loved when I hit Nightmare Before Christmas. I loved Tim Burton's movies.
Oh,
yes.
yes.
Getting into Nightmare
that
Before
is
Christmas.
in those games.
Yes.
Yeah, I watched her
Which
play
one
that
is that
level
one
when you're
in?
climbing up. You're climbing up the giant bloated Boogie Boogie.
He's
Yes.
in all, like it's in. I have Dream Drop Distance. I have the 3DS ones. I had my PlayStation 2 one.
Which one can I buy on my PS3 that will allow me to be in a Tim Burton
Is
world?
it 2?
It's 2. 2 is the big one.
There's
2 is the very big one.
There's also a little bit of Tim Burton in one because you go into what's his name? I'm trying to think of what the movie was.
Jack?
No,
Frankenweenie?
no.
No, that's Disney.
But Frankenweenie wasn't
way
out
after
then.
Kingdom Hearts, though.
Yeah.
Well, there was an original one from years ago. That was a live action one he made.
No,
We're
it was.
talking about what's related to the
It's
game.
Jack. It was Jack Skellington.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's Nightmare Before Christmas.
And that's in one.
I mean, you can play. I mean, you get specific swords dedicated to those movies. The only time that I've ever hated this game, and it's not even hated, it's just remotely not enjoyed, is when you had to go to Little Mermaid's world and you
Oh
had to do
God.
musical versions of Under the Sea and everything that were so
Oh,
vocally
God.
off that you're like, this is nowhere near the original.
You don't
And-
even get
But-
to do Poor Unfortunate Soul? That would be awesome.
No, you don't get to do that. You get to do Under the Sea, a couple different ones,
That
but
song's terrible.
I mean-
Poor Unfortunate Soul is a great song, though.
like now in Kingdom Hearts 3, you're going back to like Mount Olympus, where you have almost open world for these worlds instead of having a direct storyline that you have to go down this straight aisle and go into this room and open
Right.
and talk to these certain people. These you're running up the side of a mountain, casting spells, targeting different things that you have to attack, special moves that are It's something that I'm just like all excited about. Like I'm the girl in me, a little girl, like the 5-year-old is, But
Okay, so Halloween Town, Kingdom Hearts, Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 2, then Kingdom Hearts 358 divided by 2 days.
300, yeah.
Three- yeah.
Well, that's the name actually on that one has to do with how much time Roxas.
Roxas is in a cocoon, right?
Yeah.
Because he
So,
goes into a
I
little.
mean-
It's incredibly convoluted, but he ends up in a cocoon, and that's how long he is there for.
Mhm.
Andrew just shared a photo, so I'm going to bring that up
Oh.
for people.
Yes,
who,
it is. I've seen this one.
Oh, I can't actually. Oh wait, there we go. And sorry, I'm having trouble showing that to the audience,
It's
but it's fine.
it's just a comic about.
Yeah.
It's Penny Arcade.
Right.
Yeah, Penny Arcade. But I mean, games like this, I can't honestly say. I mean, the only other game that I actually have like a physical connection with is like freaking World of Warcraft. I mean, I've played it
Right.
for over 10 years. I have a connection with all the
Fiancé.
characters I play. And oh yeah, met my fiance on freaking World of Warcraft, but that's a story for later.
Right.
But it's just one of those games. Like it scratches so many itches, and you don't
Right.
find those games every now and then. So.
Right.
Everyone has their one game, their one movie,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right.
one this, their one that. Like Ghostbusters.
And really,
That's a great one. That's
Exactly. That made the year I was born. I remember watching it all the time growing up. It's my movie.
that's a
And
that's a
Paul Feig
really
can,
really good movie. Yeah.
can just stop
So-
ruining Ghostbusters 3, please.
I don't know. I you have to do something
give it a
different
chance.
with it. So I mean, like
And
I
they're
don't
st-
I
they're
don't know
making
any of the actors playing any of the chicks in it, but I mean maybe it'll be funny. Who knows?
Well, Kristen Wiig. Was it Melissa
Oh yeah,
McCarthy?
I know her, and she's great.
She's awesome. Melissa McCarthy's in it, and there's two other ones I can't remember offhand. But they're also making another movie to go alongside it with Dan Aykroyd and them, which to appease the rest of the fans. But I think it'll all work out in the end.
yeah, I think
Anyway.
so. Okay, so there were two Kingdom Hearts games. The one was a mobile game. It was very funny because if you never watched the
that's
conference,
great.
go back and watch the conference because it's pretty funny. They put up this Kingdom Hearts thing, and the audience has been waiting for this for a long time for most of the conference at this point. And they put up this thing, and this guy in the crowd yells, "Oh yeah!" and he's very happy. And it turns out this is the mobile game, and he's like, "Oh no!" Now he's very sad. And then they actually showed off the proper game, and he was very happy again. But it was
Wow.
it was
That
a funny,
would've been
silly
amazing
moment,
if they ended on the mobile game.
right?
I think people would have rioted.
I think so.
Oh my god.
LA would still be... They're talking about the new LA riots.
Okay.
Okay, so
do we want to maybe start wrapping up?
sure, we can do
Figure
that.
out a way to do that.
Sure.
We could keep going. I don't know. I was just thinking if we picked like a round to do something like. If we don't want to end now, I think what we should do for ending is like everyone. We just go person to person and go. What was the most exciting thing you're looking forward to from
We
E3?
didn't even cover
So.
Nintendo yet. So.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's do that then.
we kind of touched on it, but yeah, we haven't done much with it.
What about puppets?
Puppets.
That was
Puppets.
legitimately hilarious, though.
That
I-
was entertaining.
I
That
thought
was
that
cool.
was probably the best, the best way any of those conferences had gone because it was just the most fun. Just
it was the- it was
introducing
the
the
most
puppets, and then it was the most entertaining. Introducing the
Didn't get me
puppets
pumped
and
about it,
having
but
them,
I was entertained.
and then having them turn into Star Fox characters. It was really awesome. For people who haven't watched the Nintendo conference, you should go and watch it. There's nothing of great substance in the Nintendo conference itself because it was just all, we're going to release these games. But the way they did it was really, really awesome. They brought out Reggie and they brought out everyone and they turned them into little puppets and then the puppets did the conference and that was pretty cool.
Good old Reggie.
Yeah,
I actually thought it was really neat when they started bringing out the sketches, the original sketches of Mario.
yes.
That shows a company cares, or even an industry. If you're able to, refer back to the first thing that you did, you're able to show people, hey, we kept these things because we knew what it would turn out to be when
Right.
what we had hoped it to be. Like, we kept working towards our goals.
Right.
So,
And
it's really neat.
what I kind of wish with those sketches is that they'd release them in a book because that would be really cool to see.
Depending on if they would survive anything like that, That would be the big problem there.
Yeah. Okay, Andrew has just shared what the puppets look like. Again, I'm having trouble showing that to folks, so it's probably the kind of thing that you can find on the internet.
Oh, just go check out the Nintendo. Actually, watch it. Take the entire Nintendo Direct thing is 48 minutes. I mean, it's not as long as Sony's was. It's not as long as a couple different ones. It's only 48 minutes,
right.
but
and it's worth watching just for what they did.
Yeah,
come on, it's the length of a Sons of Anarchy episode, but you won't want to kill yourself after.
There you go.
Really?
No, but it's probably true.
Oh no! I love that show. It's just the reason I want to kill myself is because it's so fucking depressing.
Oh yeah, no. Every other episode, well, not even every other episode. It's every episode. There is
every fucking episode. It's just like, God damn it! Why do I keep doing this to myself? It's
said every Game of Thrones fan ever.
Pretty much.
I haven't ever gotten into Game of Thrones.
So
You're not the only one.
Yay.
No,
So what happened in the Nintendo conference was they showed off a whole bunch of games. I think that of the Nintendo things that they showed off, probably the only thing that people got excited about was like Mario Maker and Star Fox and the new Zelda. But the rest is kind of forgettable.
I wanna play Yoshi's Woolly World.
Really?
I really do. Yeah, I feel it'd be a really great time waster.
But the amiibo.
Poor little guy's gonna get so dirty.
It's not required though. Although the Animal Crossing game, the party.
Oh
game,
God, people are going to be so angry with that.
Were required.
There was a screenshot right after the conference where someone took a screenshot of the wording at the bottom of the screen, and basically the wording is, if you want to play this game, you must have an amiibo, and that is going to make people riot.
Exactly.
That's a complete turn-off.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I don't mind having amiibos optional. I don't even mind, necessarily having the amiibos as DLC, which they've had for a couple of their games.
Yeah.
But yeah, having to require them to play any part of the game is, and I can only hope that they'll include one or two.
They probably
with
will.
the game, but
That would be my guess. What they'll probably do is they'll sell you a box with an amiibo, and off it'll go.
I'll take a free
I
amiibo.
would hope so, but
No, they'll build amiibo into the
just wanna
price.
wait.
It won't be a free amiibo. Sorry.
No free meat.
Like, chances are what will happen is the Animal Crossing board game that they're trying to sell will cost $40 or whatever, and then 10 of those dollars will be the amiibo. That's probably what will happen.
A lot of the games that they covered, they had already announced before. Like
Yeah.
We knew about
Yeah.
Star Fox. We knew about
Star Fox Zero.
yeah, we knew about the Yoshi game. We knew about
Yeah.
the Mario Maker.
So it wasn't like anything happened. Like I said, the Nintendo Direct for E3 was worth watching for what they did with it, not necessarily what they were showing off.
Yeah.
Well, the new Mario, I missed the title, where it mixes the 3D world with Paper Mario to unlock the puzzles.
That was Paper Jam.
Was that Paper Jam?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's neat.
I think so too. Right. And I think that was also good from a perspective of, because there's a lot of people who really liked the Mario RPGs, but then they went into Sticker Star and people were like, no, and they threw up their hands. So maybe
This wasn't made by Square.
So maybe the whole Paper Jam thing is a way to rectify that.
Maybe.
One can only hope, anyway.
Hmm.
Anyone else have any thoughts on Nintendo?
Not really.
Okay. Do we want to move along?
Sure. What else we got?
We can probably start wrapping up.
Probably.
I think
Okay.
we've covered just
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we've left out?
Lots.
We covered
But,
stuff?
I mean, we're at an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, so
Yeah, we're good.
we'll everyone just pick the one thing that either we haven't covered or you're most excited for, and we'll just go around the circle.
Andrew, go.
There's not one thing.
Oh no, don't lie. You're looking for Fallout 4.
If I had to pick one, well, no, okay, Shenmue was and Fallout 4.
Right.
I'd say, are both on the highlights.
Fair enough.
Were there any new IPs that got you excited? They could be ones we already knew about, but things that aren't sequels.
I don't know.
Okay.
The Yarny one looks
Unravel.
somewhat interesting.
Unravel.
Yeah, Unravel looked pretty cute.
So I'll just have to wait and see
The actual
Yeah.
game, yeah.
It looked cute. It's something I, would be interested in checking out.
Right.
But it's not like something I'm amped up about.
Steve?
No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Every time, anytime that comes up, it'll be No Man's Sky every time.
I think a lot of us really want that to be as great as we hope it can be, but I'm skeptical that it could be as boring as I think it could be.
Right.
I think it's interesting that a company that's done the Joe Danger games also comes up with this.
Right.
Joe Danger was pretty ambitious when you think about it for your first game. Like it's not a simple it's not as simple as it looks. Like it's a fairly complicated in at least in its programming. It's not its game, maybe not its gameplay, but not exactly an easy thing to set up motion physics at the level of that those games are, especially for such a small team.
Right.
But now No Man's Sky is blowing ambition out of the water, obviously.
My take on No Man's Sky, and I said this in team chat, was that my problem is that I think that what's going to happen is what people expect and what people are going to get are going to be two different things. Because I think that the idea, the technical scope of No Man's Sky is really, really awesome. But what's going to end up happening is you're going to coast from planet to planet, like going, oh, this is a planet. And what else is there to do? And that will be the problem with that game.
But even if that's all there is, that'll entertain me enough for a while. If it has some kind of Minecraft element where I can like build anything with those resources I gather,
right,
then that
would make it maybe worth it.
That would be good for me for a while.
Right.
But I do agree. It's going to need some more substance.
Where the early adopters, they have such a huge advantage right now. Where people, they try to play, they'll set up a small base overnight, and then they'll go to bed. When they wake up, everything they've done is gone because someone came and raided them during the night.
Oh, no.
If this happens where you go to a planet, you start setting up, and then someone who's been playing since, day one, went out and bought the game right away, and then going nuts, comes in and tears everything down that you built, that might turn a lot of people off. And that's my one
That's true.
I don't think that can happen in No Man's Sky, and I'll tell you why. Because that universe is so big.
Yeah, the chance of finding someone
is probably very small.
That'll be an interesting thing. What they're talking about doing is something we haven't really seen in a very long time, and it's really funny because I'm looking at Trisha's list, and it's right next to Destiny, and that's kind of what I hoped Destiny would have been.
Right.
And it's kind of what No Man's Sky is looking like it's going to be.
Right.
Anyway.
Trish?
Honestly, I want my Kingdom Hearts. I've been defending it all night. I've played them since they came out. I've played most of them to at least 100%. I've played them again in sheer boredom. Like my 3DS games, I play them when I get bored. Yes, I may have already beat most of them.
Right.
But it's just things that can entertain me. It's things that connect with me. And with Kingdom Hearts, it's such a deep story that sometimes it's just what you need. Sometimes, like, you get into a good book once in a while, and you're just like, God, this is fantastic.
Oh shit, I'm done.
Yeah, and then, oh God, I'm done. What the heck happened? Like, and I'm going to use Gray's example, Harry Potter. I read every single one of those books on one night when it was the midnight release of Deathly Hallows. I went and got it from a random store that was open at midnight. I made my, at that time I was, 13, 14. I made my mom get up at 11:30 so I could go to a store and pick it up. and this is not going to, I'm probably not going to go to a midnight release of Kingdom Hearts, but it's, again, one of those games where after I get out of work and I need a break, I'm going to do it.
Right.
I'm going to go grab it and have fun.
Do you think people will do midnight releases of Rock Band 4? Because I'll go to that.
Yes,
Yeah,
you would.
probably.
You so would.
No, I think that would be
I
something
don't know
that they
if
might do.
it'll be popular enough for people to do that, though.
Not anymore.
I'm pissed about the keyboard.
I know, it's so sad that's
That was my favorite part of 3.
It was great. I loved it. But, I mean, when you, like, they want to keep with song compatibility. There's only 70 tracks right now that have, like, I mean, there's more than 70 because there's DLC songs that have it. So there's probably, like, maybe 200-300 at the most that have keyboard compatibility, but they have almost 5,000-6,000 songs now.
Right.
Like,
Something
they
had to
want
give.
to make sure that everyone can play all of their songs,
Right.
and I get that. So
Well, also speaking of compatibility, I'm hoping that Rock Band 3 will be one that is compatible on the 1.
I hope so too.
Right.
You know,
That's a
any
big one I'm
of
looking
them.
for.
Like at least the Beatles, because that one you can't import any of the tracks into Rock Band 3, which you can import Lego 1, 2, and Green Day. You can't import the Beatles. So if I could keep playing that on an Xbox One without, because I can import everything else.
Right.
That's the one I hope for the most.
Right.
Because I have all of them.
Well, I do too, but 3 was the one that I liked the best. But
Oh yeah, same.
to each their own.
It was. No, I like 3 the best, but I can't play Beatles in 3, so I want Beatles to be the one that's compatible with the Xbox One. So because I can play all those songs in 4.
Right. Cody, was there anything in the conference that we haven't talked about that you're interested in?
Horizon Zero Dawn, motherfuckers.
Oh yes, that was pretty cool.
You play as this badass looking chick who runs around with a fucking bow and arrow and hunts robot goddamn dinosaurs. That's a video game.
It's a really awesome
that's
idea.
How you video game.
Yeah.
That to me won video games.
Yeah, that one. I'm gonna be honest. That one didn't really do much for me.
Which is surprising because you like Fallout.
I don't know. The giant mechano bird looked really neat.
I thought it was cool that you could like rip parts off of the dinosaurs
Right.
and then use that as a weapon. Like that was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Who knows if what we see will live up to what we get, but for what they showed for as a new IP, I thought that looked pretty cool. Recore on Xbox side also looked pretty cool, but wish I could have seen gameplay.
Recore looked cool, yeah.
Yeah.
If you want a dino game, go buy Ark. You can punch dinosaurs.
I don't want to buy an early access game, so that's where that ends for me.
I was reading the reviews, and apparently a whole bunch of Russians were messing it up for everybody.
Oh dear.
Just punch dinosaurs, and you can punch more dinosaurs, and then you feed your dinosaur berries, and you can just punch them again and get more dinosaurs. And there's dodo birds. What more could you want?
To not be in early access. Yeah, I want a finished game. I don't want to buy a game.
Well,
and
love
then them
people that
go,
beta
you know
test their
what?
games.
This was great. We don't need to finish the game. We made all of our money back for making like a game that had. We got through a third of our game design doc, and that was enough for people. So we're done.
Trisha,
I don't want that.
Thanks,
sold
Space
me on
Bit.
the concept, but I'm a patient man, and I'll wait.
Seriously,
I will also wait.
Rooster Teeth pushed a video of them playing Ark, and it is one of the funniest things I have seen in probably the past 5 years. It is literally a guy just screaming that he has to punch a dinosaur and punch a dinosaur and punch a dinosaur, and then he goes, I gotta go collect berries to feed my dinosaur, and then he comes back and he's like, where the fuck did my dinosaur go? And you just see it walking away. And then the best part of it is you see this dodo walking up, and he's like, we're gonna punch the dinosaur, and this is how you punch the dinosaur. And then he trains dodo, and he's like, this is how to dinosaur. And
This is how to pet dinosaur.
Oh, no.
I mean, it's like a 4-minute video. Rooster Teeth, Joel and Adam, I mean, they have funny stuff anyway, but from watching that video, I know that I'm never going to buy that game ever.
And yet you're trying to sell people on it.
No, I'm trying to sell people on the video that I watched of it. I ain't trying to sell anything about that game. I would never spend that much money.
I think every YouTuber is playing that game, so I think whoever you like to watch can watch that. Yahtzee has been pretty funny watching.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yahtzee's always funny.
He is always funny. The couple of things that I was interested in, but I'm going to be weird now, I'm sorry. There were 3 things. The one was Beyond Eyes, which looked really cool. I liked the visual style of it. I liked the idea of it.
Yeah. I like that too.
And
The other cut.
I'm looking forward to that. I kind of hope if it gets a DRM free release, because that's something that I will definitely play, because I'm
Who
curious
was
about
the
it.
publisher for that game?
I don't remember, I'm sorry.
I'll look it up.
No problem. The other thing is Tacoma, which I bought
Oh, yeah.
Gone Home for full price. A lot of people complain, no, it's a short little game, and it sucked because it wasn't really a game. I really like the story behind Gone Home, and I'm curious to see what those guys can do.
I enjoyed the shit out of Gone Home. I thought it was a very great experience. I don't care if you consider it a game or not. I had fun with playing it.
Right.
I thought it was a great story, and I would play it again.
Right.
It was a good experience.
The thing I liked about Gone Home was that, over time, because I spent 3 nights with that game slowly playing it, it was not as long as that, but if you are willing to spend the time to look in all of the little nooks and crannies, there's lots of story there. And I love the way that you uncover the story in just little bits and pieces. And I hope that when they do Tacoma, they do the same kind of thing.
I hope so too.
I'm
Also,
looking
I
forward
have
to
a
that.
feeling like
Tacoma looks cool.
I have a feeling like your Beyond Eyes will probably be DRM free. It's by the guys who made the Leisure Suit Larry games and Worms.
Okay. Team 17 or...
That's the Team 17. Yep.
Okay.
Well, they're publishing it, and then some new developer that I'd never heard of is making it. Who was making
Okay.
it? Tiger and Squid.
You
They're making it.
you confused me there, because Team 17 doesn't have anything to do with Larry.
They published them.
No, Replay published them, and then Replay wet the bed. It's terrible, but we won't talk about Replay.
Oh, okay.
So that's the second thing, and the third thing that I'm curious about is Unravel, because if you haven't seen the conference, which conference was it? It was Ubisoft, I think, where they got the guy out for Unravel. And if you haven't seen that conference,
it was.
go watch it, because he's just nothing like any other people who came before him and after him, because he's not a suit. So he comes up and he's the developer of the game, and he's very nervous. You can see he's very nervous. And that was probably the best part of the Ubisoft conference, was having this real guy talk about this real story of how he made Unravel and what it means to him. And I thought that part of the conference was really good.
He brought the little yarn doll out.
Yeah.
And was like, look at this. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was awesome.
Right.
That guy was cool.
So
Yeah, it was kind of refreshing to see something that real.
yeah,
he was like,
Seeing all these
he was
funny
like,
people up
this
there.
is really.
Yeah, because I
Yeah,
had made
that
a
was cool.
comment, and I said, this guy, it looks like he's dancing all over the place right
Yeah,
now.
he
'cause
was pretty,
he's having a
he was pretty
ball.
nervous.
I mean,
I'd be freaking nervous too, man, if I had this silly idea for a game and
Of
then Sony
course.
was like, "Oh, you need to bring that up here, and we'll bring you to E3. You'll present it in
It
front of
wasn't
fucking
even-
100,000 people."
it wasn't even that. It was, hey, you have something that
I just
nobody
mentioned
has
this is
ever...
crazy.
Man, pretty much, but it's something we have never seen before. It's a really nice concept. We want it. We want something. And this guy probably fell over backwards. Was like,
yeah.
I'm needed.
So that was pretty
I'm
cool.
excited for that game.
We haven't talked about the PC gaming show, but I just really want to bring up very quickly, because this is the only thing I'm going to say. Day 9 was really awesome. The format of the thing was really awesome, but keep AMD off the stage, please. The next time you guys do that, don't do that. It was terrible. Don't do that. And that's all I have to say about the PC gaming show. There wasn't really anything of import there that happened that I thought was worth talking about.
It was very lackluster this year.
Mm.
The PC one, yeah, that was
Yeah.
pretty. I'll throw out
I
one more
read
name.
about the highlights. I didn't even watch it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you're not missing anything.
You didn't miss
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, there was.
But
it was
I heard that Nvidia or
AMD.
empty.
no, I think it was Nvidia sent out like a snarky tweet,
Oh, of course, yes, they would.
not having the biggest player in the graphics store.
There you go.
Nothing says class like that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just rub that in a little bit more. Like, yeah, you don't even have the most powerful video card in the world. Well, I mean, at least theirs don't cost upwards of, $2,000
Right.
for fuck's sake. So.
Right.
I would like to feed my children.
There we go. Cody, you were going to say something?
I was just going to throw out one more game before we all quit out that we haven't talked about at all, was Cuphead. I
Oh,
thought that
yes.
was
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know why that slipped any of our minds, because that
Oh,
is
God.
probably the coolest looking indie game that I've seen in a
Yeah.
while. Because I'm so tired of seeing nothing but like 2D pixel art. So not that pixel art's bad, Greywolfe.
Is
Right? But
Cuphead an
it's
Xbox
refreshing.
exclusive, or is
I don't know.
is it
I'm not
coming to
sure.
PC too?
I'm not sure.
I'm thinking it's not an exclusive, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay. Well, if
Uh,
it is, then that's gonna sell me on a 1 as well. But if
Xbox
not, I
One
might
and
just
PC.
wait and pick it up on Steam.
It's gonna come on Steam and Xbox One. So
Sweet.
it'll probably be a Windows 10 exclusive, because that's what Microsoft is doing with
Yeah.
everything now.
Yeah. For those of you who haven't watched the conferences, Cuphead is a very odd-looking game, and it's basically a platformer that has a very 1930s cartoon style to it, and that a lot of people are sold on that. And one of the awesome things about it was that when they did their reveal, they were like, coming to Xbox One, PC, and Steam in 1936 plus 80 years, and that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
that was cute.
It was. Anyhow, we've been Twinstiq. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate that you listen, and I hope everyone has a great night. Everyone want to say good night?
Good night.
Yeah.
Good night. Thank
Good
you.
night, everyone. Thanks for
you.
listening. Comment on what you liked about E3
Yeah,
on wherever we post this.
yeah.
Yes.
It'll be places.
It'll be in places.
It will be in places. We'll put this up on www.twinstiq.com, so that's Twinstiq with a Q. If you haven't visited Twinstiq before, you really should. We write a lot of weird stuff.
Like books about
Like
Witcher
books
3.
about The Witcher 3, and opinion pieces and all that kind of thing. So please feel free
Very
to...
cynical opinion pieces that are very entertaining to read. Yes.
So feel free to join us. We love your company and we enjoy your comments, so do keep that up. And I hope everyone has a great week. Thank you, folks.
Oh, I will, because Batman is now playable, so...
Very good. There we go. We got done just in time.
It'll be just enough time.
Sweet.
It all worked out.
There we go.
Alright.
Good night, folks.
Enjoy.
Night.
And I know.
Good night.
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 Night.